Welcome to Air Liquide. Our company is a world leader in gases for industry and health. Air Liquide operates in 80 countries, including throughout the United Kingdom. Air Liquide's top priority is the safety of its employees, partners, and the general public. All safety requirements align with local and international regulations. Through years of experience, Air Liquide has developed effective health and safety policies and standards, including our 12 life-saving rules. Given their importance, these rules must be followed by everyone and cannot be compromised. If you witness any violation of the rules, you must report it to your manager.
To enter the Air Liquide facility, you are expected to sign in and get an entry pass, if required. Please notify the production site of your visit in advance. Find out what PPE you need and the availability of the guest kit in your size.
Let's talk about the rules of moving around. These are to be followed at the Air Liquide production site and offices. Firstly, follow the safety signs. Signs located at the entrance apply across the entire site. Signs throughout the rest of the site apply to certain areas and specific equipment. Take care on the stairs and always use the handrails. Look out for any door steps or sudden drops. Pay attention while you are walking. Keep your hands free, out of your pockets, and do not use your phone. Pay attention to moving vehicles on sites. Stay on pedestrian pathways. Maintain 3 meters distance from moving vehicles.
One of the key safety requirements while working is the use of protective clothing and personal protective equipment. You are to wear long-sleeved clothes and trousers that cover the legs completely. The minimum PPE kit can vary and may consist of safety helmet, safety glasses, high-visibility vest and safety shoes. While working, you may need flame retardant, anti-static and high-visibility clothing. PPE kit will be adjusted depending on risk assessment for the type of work being carried out. Company employees are provided with special clothing and PPE. Each kit provided is specific to the job role.
Air Liquide UK sites often work with potentially hazardous substances. Let's make it clear how to stay safe while being on them.
One of Air Liquide's main products is oxygen. This is stored in both liquefied and gaseous states at sites. It is vital to know that both low and high concentrations of oxygen in the air pose a serious danger. Oxygen has no color and no smell. This is why it is next to impossible to notice a change in its concentration. This is an oxidizing gas, so in areas with a high concentration of oxygen the likelihood of fire increases. If you find yourself in an area with a high concentration of oxygen, do not come close to any sources of ignition for at least 30 minutes. You are absolutely prohibited to smoke in these 30 minutes. Low oxygen content may cause suffocation, loss of consciousness, and anoxia. The concentration of oxygen may decrease when it is displaced by other gases. There are areas at the site where the concentration of oxygen might be less than 19.5% or more than 23%. Please check the location of these areas before starting work.
We also use flammable gases at our production sites. Hydrogen gas has no color, no smell, and is potentially explosive in a wide range of concentrations. Hydrogen is lighter than air and can accumulate in the upper parts of premises. Hydrogen can ignite from a spark or static discharge, and it burns with a colorless flame. Acetylene is another dangerous gas. It is lighter than air and also potentially explosive. Propane is heavier than air. It can accumulate in low areas. Areas where flammable gases are stored or used are known as ITEX zones. Before entering an ITEX zone, you must leave all electronic devices, watches and phones in a designated place.
Chemical substances used on sites are required to have a risk assessment under the COSH regulation. You can find all the information regarding a particular substance and the safety requirements for working with it in the Safety Data Sheet, SDS. Concentration of hazardous substances and oxygen may be measured by gas detection systems. You can also measure its concentration with a gas analyzer. You are allowed to enter the room if the gas monitor shows the concentration of oxygen between 19.5% to 23%. In case of an audio or visual alarm, you must immediately leave the area.
Liquid cryogenic products, such as liquid oxygen, nitrogen, or argon, also create danger, as they have very low temperatures. Coming into contact with substances or surfaces at cryogenic temperatures instantly causes cold burns. When working with cryogenic substances, it is mandatory to use special PPE such as cryogenic gloves. Spilled cryogenic liquid creates cryogenic clouds. It is highly dangerous and strictly forbidden to enter a cryogenic cloud.
Some process equipment at our sites operates at high temperatures. We use special warning signs to indicate this.
There are areas at our plants with high noise levels. Use hearing protection to avoid hearing damage.
We use equipment with moving parts. Avoid contact with them. Report to the site manager if guards are missing.
We use equipment and pipelines under high pressure. Impacts can cause creation of hazardous gas mixtures, shock waves and fragments projectiles. For safety reasons, all visitors of the plant are obliged to follow the instructions of the accompanying person and safety signs. Do not stand in front of safety valves and gas outlets. Do not open or close valves. Do not touch equipment and pipelines.
Some tasks might require work at considerable height. Any work at height can only be done with an authorized permit to work and required PPE.
To avoid electric shock, you are prohibited to use devices without PAT test. Lay wiring in the walkways. Step on wires. Open electric panels. Repair electrical equipment unless qualified.
Some aspects of office work can also have an impact on health. Sitting for too long. Straining your eyes. Workplace hygiene. Complete your DSE assessment. Set up your monitor and working chair comfortably and take regular breaks to reduce general fatigue and eye strain.
You should eat meals in designated areas. Do not keep food in the fridge for longer than 1 day. Always check the expiration date and follow the correct food storage guidelines.
Follow the road safety policy of Air Liquide. Do not drive when tired. Always fasten your seatbelt before driving. Stick to the speed limits. Do not use mobile devices while driving. Remove distractions from the field of view. If you call someone, make sure they are not at the wheel. Always reverse into parking spaces.
In case of an accident, you are required to ensure injured party is in a safe location and environment. Call emergency services. Provide first aid, if trained. Inform your supervisor. Take photos or videos and obtain records where it is safe to do so.
The following are prohibited at Air Liquide: smoking outside of designated areas, making open fires, using faulty or makeshift equipment, leaving space heaters unattended.
If you detect a fire, you should press alarm call point. Use firefighting equipment to assist evacuation. Call emergency service by dialing 999 or 112. Be sure to provide the exact location. Wait at assembly point. If you hear a fire alarm, stop your activity safely and proceed to the assembly point. If you are a visitor, strictly follow the instructions of your host or the fire marshal.
In case of heavy smoke, protect yourself by covering your nose and mouth with a piece of cloth. Stay as close to the floor as possible while evacuating.
If evacuation is not possible, do not panic. Tightly close all doors and fill in any gaps in the doorway, preferably with a wet cloth. Make sure to unplug all electrical appliances and try to get the attention of firefighters.
To use a fire extinguisher, perform the following action. Pull out the pin. Aim nozzle to the base of the fire. Keep a distance of at least 1 meter. Squeeze the handle and sweep. Do not hold the discharge nozzle of carbon dioxide fire extinguisher with your hands, this can cause cold burns.
When visiting the site, make sure you are familiar with the site layout, evacuation routes, assembly points and PPE requirements.
Air Liquide has a strong focus on environmental protection. We strive to minimize our environmental impact. We have developed an efficient waste management system, introduced environmentally responsible purchasing and are striving to reduce our carbon footprint.
Adhering to these rules will help you remain safe while visiting or working on our sites.
Thank you for your attention.
Take care, stay safe,